Hi guys, hi, I'm Sarah. For any of you that don't know, I am the culture leader of the Vikings. Yes, awesome, yay. Okay. Yes. All right. Shh. All right. Anyways, if you guys haven't taken note, the Vikings have come from 15 coming to camp out 3 months ago to we are up to 50 this camp out this time around. Yeah, that's a lot. First things first, as I've started every single one of these talks about, number one thing is how many of my guys out here are actually running a park? Running a park, running a park, running a park, running a park. Was. All right. Your number one thing is going to be business cards. I can't stress that enough. I make 500 business cards every 2 months. All right? It's $40 at PostNet. Great investment, okay? I hand those things out like candy. I cannot tell you, like, I'll go through 20 business cards in a day if it's a good day. But it's just something, you know, you walk up to somebody. I was at the hookah lounge about 2 weeks ago, and this guy was chilling there in a kilt. And I'm like, oh, yes, kilt. He already has garb for Camp L. Fantastic. You know, I walked up to him. I'm like, hey, man, how would you like to, beat the crap out of people with foam weapons and be a Viking? And he was like, he looked down on his kill and he's like, I think I want to be a Viking. And I'm like, oh, awesome, And I handed him a business card, That's a good exchange. He constantly talks to me. He's working on getting Sundays off so he can come out to the park. He wants to build weapons. He's already invested into it. It's things like that. All it takes is talking to people. If you've seen the really awesome badass group that has the green bandanas and the black kilts with the Valknots on it and stuff like that. Yeah, like one of those guys. Their leader I got from the Thor movie. It was the midnight release of Thor, and I'm like, yes, this is perfect. And I went there with like 100 business cards, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, they almost escorted me off property for solicitation, but I got recruits, and I got one of my best Northern Viking clans because of that one night. Because he happened to walk past me at a movie theater, and I was like, hey man, Captain America shirt, awesome. Would you like to come beat the crap out of some people with some foam weapons? Here's a card. Like it's as easy as that. It's just talking to people. I got a group of like 5 people from going to Walmart at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I saw these guys, and I was like, hey guys, what do you do on Sundays? Like I just yell at people, and I think it's okay for me because I'm a 115-pound girl, and they don't expect me to be coming at them like some crazy person. If you are a larger guy and you're at Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning and you see some girl walking by herself, you don't go up to her and be like, hey, what do you do on Sundays? Because chances are she will freak out and run. Okay? But just talking to people, going to anime conventions, going to art walks, things like that. I go to an art walk every single month in Jacksonville and just carry around weapons and hand out cards. We've gotten recruits that way. If you can't get a boffer pit at an anime convention, that shouldn't stop you. You should go to an anime convention and complete full garb. If you have armor, full armor, go there and just everybody will be like, my God, you are so cool. Why the fuck are you wearing that? And then you can explain. You can be like, dude, I'm so awesome because I do this, 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 and this, and you can join. And they will be like, hell yes, I can be as awesome as you. Like it happens a lot. I've gotten so many people that way. Granted, boffer pits are awesome. Trust me, they are. I definitely got that kid from a boffer pit. But what? I actually came from a boffer pit. About a year ago, I was at ShadowCon. I wasn't even supposed to go to that convention, but I was like, fuck it. And I saw these guys swinging some swords at each other in a room, and I'm like, this is the perfect thing for my whole entire life. I'm like, this is everything I need. you know? It's things like that. And you can't just expect to swing around a sword and people will think you're awesome. You have to talk to them. You have to explain to them what you do. You have to be nice. You have to be courteous. You have to be able to answer questions that they have, you know? Another thing that I've done is GameStop. How many of you have played or want to play Skyrim?
What's that?
Yeah. All right. I went to 4 GameStops at the midnight release of Skyrim in Jacksonville and held boffer pits in front of the GameStops while they were waiting in line. So while they were waiting in line to get their game, you're like standing there, you're like, it's fucking cold, I hate my life, I don't want to be here, you know? And then somebody comes up and like gives you some foam stick and it's like, dude, there's a parking lot, and while you're waiting in line, you tell your friend to hold your place, you can beat the crap out of some people. I held boffer pits. I had GameStop employees coming out there and be like, I want to join, Can I join? Can I fight? Can I fight? Oh God, I gotta work. Can I take my 30? Can I take my break? I just want to beat someone, you know? I got several awesome recruits out of that, okay? That's all it takes, you know? Go to any midnight release of any game. If it's some Japanese fighting game, if you're a Japo, chances are you're gonna get, you know, some kid that's gonna be like, I'm gonna fight like that kid in Mortal Kombat and be awesome. And yes, I will join you. Don't ever go to a GameStop to a midnight release of a game and not know what the game is, or what it's about, because they will hate you. Most chances, if they're sitting in a lawn chair outside GameStop at midnight, they are dedicated to whatever they are sitting there for. So you need to know what they're dedicated to. Another thing you can do is flyers. How many of you are in college? Okay, a lot of you are in college. How many of you have posted flyers around your campus? Oh yeah, all right. Flyers are awesome. Don't just make a flyer though. Make a flyer with your contact info at the bottom, something maybe they can rip off, because they're gonna look at that and forget it 10 minutes later. If they don't have something that they can't rip off, they're not gonna care, okay? And you need to put something that'll catch their eye. Something that's bright, loud, you know, they like, look at that. Because I know at college, when I'm walking by a bulletin board, unless it has some really stupid, ridiculous picture on it, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I don't care. You know, if you put black and white writing, no one's gonna care. Put a samurai on it, put a Viking on it, put your clan symbol on it, put your clan name and some stupid, ridiculous, awesome, rainbow-tastic, fuck your shit font, okay? So you're like, my God, what is this? They'll look at it and then they'll read it and they'll be like, oh my God, I can beat the crap out of my friends with foam weapons. Fantastic, you know? That's what you want to majorly do. But beyond all of that is word of mouth. That is going to be what really starts a clan, okay? Robbie's clan, the Georgia Vikings, was a friend of the Lord that runs my Jacksonville clan, okay? The only reason we have them is because Hayden was talking to Alex or something, and they saw each other at a convention. He's like, hey, dude, you want to do this? And he's like, oh, but I'm in Georgia. And he's like, it's fine. We'll start you a clan, you know? It's word of mouth. When you have somebody come to your park, okay, and you're like, hey, great, glad you love the sport, glad you came out, glad you're dedicated. Now bring 2 friends. When they come out, then you look at them and you're like, great, awesome, glad you love the sport. Now you bring 2 friends. And then they bring their friends and their friends and their friends and their friends and their friends, and then your mom's friends, and then your mom's friends, you know, and things like that. And it makes it to where, yes, that original recruit might be gone in 3 months, but there's 2 people that can replace him. And then there's 4 people that can replace him. And then there's 8 people that can replace him. And that's what it takes. You constantly never stop recruiting. There's never a time where you're like, oh, I got enough people. No, because eventually someone's gonna be like, I have to quit. You know, I can't be here anymore. I have things I need to do, you know. And it's gonna suck, but that's what happens. If you have someone that's moving, okay, and part of your clan and really dedicated, and they're moving to somewhere that maybe you can get to, then you're like, great, awesome, glad you're moving, good experiences, start a clan where you're moving. No, don't say what, start a clan where you're moving. You know, Sada over here, she was a dedicated Jacksonville Viking for a while. She loved the sport. She has to move to Orlando because she's going to UCF. And she was a little bummed, but I'm like, you know what, I'm glad you're moving, start a clan. She already has 6 people. She's been going for maybe like 2-3 weeks, something like that, you know? Already has like 6 people, okay?
I think if we had held practice, it would have been a month today or tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's things like that. If people move, get them to start clans. That's how you expand. That's how we get further up. If you know family, friends of family, friends, family, friends, somebody you can talk to, I maybe have a Tennessee clan starting because of my adopted sister that's up here and her boyfriend thinks it's cool. You know, like that's how you expand. Word of mouth is going to be your #1 thing no matter what. One way to get good recruits is if you have a presentation at your school, do it on Watts. Then people are like, oh my God, this is really fucking cool. I'm glad you did a presentation about it. You get an A and you get recruits. Robbie did it.
I buffer for a mock show and tell as a presentation in college.
Yeah.
I did a speech.
Exactly. You do things like that gets you recruits. I think about a month ago, UNF did an article on the heirs of Odin. You know, and I'm pretty sure, did that get you guys any recognition, any maybe new recruits or anything?
I'm not sure if it did, but I'm in the dead center of that article. So.
But you know, it gets you out there, it gets people going, this is really awesome. And it explains to people what we are. So, like for Bourbon, if he was walking through the halls of UNF, he could, if he thought, you know, someone would be interested, he could refer back to that article and be like, hey, did you see us in the newspaper? You know, be like, oh God, yeah, I totally saw that article. This is really awesome. Is that what you guys are? Yes. Okay. You're gonna hear the thing. Is this like role models? How many of you have been like, is this like role models? Yes, you can use it. Totally use it. It gives them a visual, okay? But be like, yeah, we're like role models, but less gay.
And a lot more badass.
Yeah, a lot more badass, less gay. Yeah, like stuff like that.
To put it in Emperor Kyle's words, it's like role models minus the gay plus the violence, multiply them.
That is an awesome way to put it. Okay, in March, there is a con going on called MomoCon. Chances are, all of us, if not a few of us, are going to be showing up in full gear, everything, and we're going to walk around that convention for 3 freaking days and hand out business cards. And we're gonna go Georgia, because Georgia needs Watts in its life, or its state, or whatever. Right? If you're ever caught in a situation of being in a podunk town, you know, don't be afraid of that. Don't be like, oh well, you know, I don't have that many people in this town, you know, we all are really spaced out. Warner Robins is farmland. For every like 300 acres, you know, you see a person. I'm sorry. It's like podunk land.
Like I've said before, if Jacksonville can get 25 dedicated Vikings, in my shitty little town, I'm happy with 10.
Yep. And, you know, and they talk to everyone. They tell their friends. They tell their friends. You can go to, how many of you go to bonfires or house parties or some stupid crap like that? Anybody? Anybody go to bonfires, house parties, stupid crap like that? Okay. Bring some boffer weapons. Drunk people love boffering. I am not going to lie. I have gone to so many house parties, bonfires, get-togethers. I bring my fucking swords. Drunk people are like, this is the most awesome thing I've ever encountered. I am going to be the most awesome sword fighter. You know, like, and then the next morning they'll wake up and be like, that really awesome thing I did last night when I was shit-faced, can I do that every week? You're like, yes, of course you can. You know? Now, I've basically given you an outline on how to get people. A lot of people think this is ridiculous, you jump through hoops and everything. No, what I just told you, that's it. Talk to people. That's all it takes. It's social networking. You can do all these flyers and everything, but when it comes down to it, you have to talk to them. You have to get them to come out. I have 2 girls here this weekend that never wanted to pick up a foam sword. Ever. They never wanted to do buffering. They're like, it's kind of lame, whatever. I'm like, Saturday night, we'll have a really big party. Come out for Saturday. Just come out, look around, walk around, have some fun, you know? It's $8 to get in, you know? And they came out, they hung out. One of them wants a spear and one of them wants a sword and board now. It's getting them out here. That's what it takes, you know? It's proving that this is a sport, you know? That's what gets it going. Now I've given you the basic outline of how things are. Something that you guys might be wondering is, okay, you're getting a ton of recruits, okay? Let's say you guys got like 10 recruits, they're all staying, it's fantastic. One of those recruits is a douchebag. Like one of those guys that walks down the field is like, I'm the most awesome person ever, I can't die, you know? They slough everything because they don't want to die, and it's a problem, okay? Those recruits are difficult to handle, okay? You need to, A, talk to them. You can be like, dude, what's your problem? Do you have problems, you know, do you realize you're getting hurt? Do you have nerve damage, you know? Do you have things that are wrong with you that you can't feel your shots, you know? You talk to them. You give them a couple tries, okay? You're like at your parks or whatever, you're like, you're doing it again, you're doing it again, you're doing it again, you know, whatever. Eventually, if they're still doing the problem after a month or two, you need to get rid of them, okay? It takes one person to ruin the integrity of your clan, okay? One person. If you have one person that's constantly sloughing, I can tell you this right now, whoever is fighting your clan will be like, that whole entire clan's sloughing. It might be one guy, but they're gonna think it's the whole clan, okay? And you never, never jeopardize the integrity of your clan for numbers. Ever, you know? Because then you're gonna get more new recruits. They're gonna come out on this field, they're gonna meet up with this one douchebag that won't take his shots, and they're not gonna wanna bully the game anymore. Because the whole entire point of the game is personal honor, you know? And it's one thing that you really need to watch out for, okay? Chances are you're gonna be able to spot that douchebag in about the first 2 weeks of them being there. I can almost guarantee it. You know, and it's just, you handle it civilly. You never blow up on them or be like, get out, stuff like that. You try and handle it as civil as possible, and then if they're still bad, you ask them to leave, you know? It's a problem that happens, and it's a problem you have to deal with as an admin, and it sucks, but you do it, you know? Another thing is, it's not just about recruiting and getting people, it's about keeping people. You have to give them something to stay for. With the Vikings, you don't just become a Viking. You know, you don't just go out there and they're like, oh, hey, welcome to the clan, you're now part of us. No, that's not how it works. You have to show up for practices in a row. You have to contribute to your clan. You have to be part of us. And then you get your first white bean, okay? And that means you're a Viking until you become one. We're starting something where you have to take an oath when you get that white bean in front of the whole entire clan. So then, you know, it makes you feel important. It makes you feel like you belong, you know? Like you have worked to achieve something and you want to be with that, you know? You don't want to just go out and people hand stuff to you. If you're playing a game, you want to work for it, you know? It's working up to something. It's giving them something to fight for, you know, and to keep up that personal honor. Fuck, that's my train of thought. I hate when I do that. What? No, I know. And like another thing is you never want to just have another stick jockey. You never want to be like, oh great, another fighter, awesome, you know, that's all you care about is them being another fighter, all right? I know I use the Vikings as a reference a lot, but it's my culture, so that's what I'm going to use as a pinpoint. You want them to feel like family. I never tell my Vikings that they're just, you know, good sword fighters or you know, anything like that. No. First and foremost, every single Viking is family. You know, if we have a problem, we take it up like family. You know, that's how we handle things. I know that I've had several people join me and stick with me because of that atmosphere. Because we stick together, we work together, we sleep together, we eat together at campouts. We never split up. It's a good thing to have. Garb, I know Garb isn't enforced in Watts, but it's a requirement to go to camp out for the Vikings. You cannot go to camp out without Garb. And it creates a unity. it makes you, you know, and like if you go to camp out and you're a new guy and you don't get that tabard because you're new, then you want to work for that tabard. You want to look like everybody else on that team, you know? It makes you look awesome. It makes you feel awesome, you know?
Yes. I had 2 players, Tucker and Kyle, just joined literally 2 weeks ago, and I told them about this, and that they probably wouldn't be able to make it because it was such last minute. Well, they said that was bullshit, they're coming anyways. They needed garb, Sarah said, they needed garb, and so we did this literally in 1 day. We got them garb. It's not hard. Everybody.
Yeah. Garb is not difficult, even for the Japanese people. eBay is your friend. I saw some Korean chick selling like 50 hakamas. No, it wasn't 50. She sold 20 hakamas for 50 bucks. 20 hakamas for 50 bucks. eBay, man. Hunt it. Hunt the deals. Be a Jew. I can say that because I am Jewish. But it's something that you have to work for. It creates a unity in a family that some people just don't have, and it makes you want to be that. You know, it keeps people around. It makes it better. It makes the whole experience of buffering better. You know? Yeah, so does anyone have any other questions? Yes?
You're talking about brotherhood and being family. That's kind of how awesome it is in general.
Yes.
But are these people you would actually go out to your local CCs and go eat?
Yes. After a lot of if we have day battles, all the Vikings, we will all go somewhere to eat afterwards. We will choose a place, CC's, McDonald's, whatever, and we all eat together. Every single Wednesday, we get pizza, we get supplies, and we do weapons builds. You know, these are people that you have to live with every 3 months on a weekend. And you don't think a weekend is very long until you buffer for a weekend. And if you can't take these people for a weekend, it's a problem. So you need to know that you can handle these people a lot, you know, because you're going to be eating, sleeping, showering, and everything with them, you know, when you come to a camp out. So it's essential that you organize things. And it doesn't have to be every week, you know, but maybe once a month, have a special get-together after practices. Go get some food together. I know most of us after the Sunday practices, we'll go grab food together. I'm pretty sure the Airs grab food together after practices. It's a good thing. It doesn't have to be the whole clan. Not always the whole clan can go, but at least if it's some people constantly doing things outside of practice, it creates that bond that is necessary for a good and strong clan. And so then when you have a new recruit that comes into that clan, he feels like he wants to be part of that family. You know, another thing is if you're recruiting someone, how many of you do like formations, intensive training, like some serious workout stuff? Like anybody? Okay, don't bring your new recruits to that. You need to tell them a different time to come. The Vikings, we have practice from 1 to 7, okay? What we try to do is at the beginning of practice, have our formations and our intensive training, or at the end of practice, have our formations and intensive training. So our new recruits aren't faced with that. Because let's face it, if they're coming there and it's their first day, they're gonna wanna swing a stick around. And they're gonna wanna do that for a couple of weeks before they get serious. They have to grow a love for the sport before they will actually want to do the serious things, okay? You can't just have them join in and be like, okay, you need to learn this formation, you need to do this, you need to have this, you need to do this. No, you have to take it gently because you will scare them away. You know, it happens like that. And so you want to segregate your game time and your serious time. Go on, Blood.
Now, when your recruits come in and you're in the middle of training with the recruits who've already been there,
Can you speak up?
if you have new recruits come in, like 3 or 4 new recruits come in 1 week, and you're in the middle of serious training, can't you just, like, would it be okay to have, like, your retainer or whoever your second command is take those girls aside and just teach them basic training for a couple weeks?
Yes, absolutely. If we have new people and we don't want them in formation training and stuff like that, we do have people that bring them to the side and are like, I'm going to show you some stuff. We're going to have a little bit of fun while the rest of the group is doing stuff. Because I understand that a lot of the times, if it's a new recruit, they're not taking themselves. One of your guys is bringing them. So yes, you should have some viable option on the side that one of your trusted second in commands, first in commands, whatever, can take them to the side and be like, okay, I'm going to explain the rules. I'm going to explain how this works, you know, because they need to know. You don't want to just throw them out on the field with a weapon and be like, hey, have fun, you know? Anybody have any other questions for me? Any other questions? Yes.
I actually wanted to emphasize something on what you just said. I'm going to use Satsu here. But Satsu, literally on Friday, they have their serious training days. And if anyone wants to come out, they say, come Sunday. Come Sunday, because Sunday's the day we just go out and train for yeah. So another thing is if you want to segregate your days on Friday, Sunday, and have your Friday your serious day, your Sunday your free fun goof off day, that's also good.
Exactly. If you have multiple day practices, then tell them the day that's the fun day. You know, tell them the day that they can come out and just swing a sword around and get a feel for the sport. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, if they come out and you immediately put all this stuff on them, they're not going to stick around for long. You know, it sucks, but it's a reality. They have to really be like, I love this, I love this, I love this. Now things are required of me, but I still love this, so I'm going to do the things that are required of me now. If it's a brand new person, you're like, you need to do all of this, they're like, whoa, this is my first day, I don't really care. You know? So, I mean, it happens like that. One last thing, guys. If you are doing college, if you are in college, try and make your clan a club. The college will pay you to be a club. They'll give you money support. Yes.
We actually, I started my clan, which that's some of you may know. It's now doing pretty well. We usually have between 10 and 20 people out of practice. We tried to become official, but they had a lot of requirements. So you have to be careful when going into that too.
Colleges have a lot of requirements. One way to get around a lot of those requirements, especially as a physical contact sport, is waivers. If anyone wants a waiver after this, wants a copy of my waiver, you know, it's written by a lawyer. It is soundproof. You can put, if you're Japanese, put SME in there, Sakura Moon Empire, whatever you want to put in it. You can replace the name, and it's not necessarily going to do anything. If somebody sues you, they still have the right to sue you. It might not stand up in court because they have signed a release waiver, but it gives the college peace of mind that you are liable at that point because they have signed a waiver. And that makes things a lot easier. It makes them feel good about it, that you're responsible, things like that. Yes?
I know in Dagger Gear, they actually have a full release form that states that Dagger Gear will not be held responsible for any cost.
Yes, we have the same exact form. Yes. Yeah, it's the same exact form. We also have the medical allergies one. I'm going to tell you guys, if you're an admin, for the love of God and all that is holy, get a binder, okay? Get organized. Paperwork sucks. Trust me, I do paperwork for 120 people. I think I know at this point. This binder, you see all these papers? This is every release form for every Viking. This has all their medical information, their emergency contact information, their allergies, their parents' contacts. Anything that I need is in this binder. And if you're gonna be a good admin and a good leader, you need that information. Because let's say, what do we want to say? Okay, let's say Josh comes to camp out, okay? And he has an allergic reaction to shellfish, okay? Well, his throat's swelling up. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. My first thing is if any Viking has an allergy, it is required of them to bring their EpiPen and give it to my RN trained nurse that comes with us to camp out. But in case he doesn't have his EpiPen, I look up his information real fast. I immediately know he's having an allergic reaction and what it is too. I also have his parents' contact information so I can call his parents immediately and notify him that we're gonna have to send him to the hospital because he's having an allergic reaction. These are things that you need to know. Even if it's a brand new recruit coming out onto your field, you get them to fill out something before they walk out on that field. I know it sucks. I know paperwork sucks, but most of you have Japos, you have what, daikons? Is that what they're called? Somebody that does paperwork, you know? For Vikings, it's usually clan moms or clan dads. It's usually women in our group. But it's something that you need. I know this doesn't necessarily retain to recruiting, but it's something I like to tell everyone. You need something like this to keep you organized. And I don't just have all the release forms in this. I have every single copy of every single rule book. I have Dagger here, Watts, yeah, and the mom is in there. Everything that I need is in here. And it's good. It keeps you organized. So if you have a new person that comes out, you open up the book and you're like, these are our rules. These are what we expect of you. So they can just read through it if they actually have some serious, deep-seated, my God, does it really have to be 6 inches questions? You know? Yes.
Actually, one last question. We all know a good group is how tight you guys are, and I noticed that you guys have plan here, plan here, plan here. How do you manage that? Everyone kind of spread out.
I suffer from insanity. Actually, I make it my personal notion, and I know a lot of you maybe not have jobs, don't have transportation, but I make it personal that if I can't drive to them, I'm gonna call them. Loki's Guile has to send me a text message every single week of the numbers they have brought out, what they did in their trainings, who's coming out next week, what weapons they use. Everything that they do at a practice, I know that week. You know, for the Georgia clan, I try at least every 2 months to drive up there and see them, hang out with them, spend the weekend with them. You know, it sucks as an admin. Sure. But like, it's something as an admin, communication is key. It's definitely key. You constantly have to be talking to all of your clan leaders at all times to know exactly what's going on. Did anybody have any other questions?
Anybody doesn't mind joining in?
What? By Sunday, please come to me tomorrow. But on Sunday, come to me. I will write down your email address and I will send you a copy of the waivers so you can change them to the SME Empire, the Greco, I don't care, whatever. You know, you change it to what you need. And I will forward it to you and you can use it, okay? Because it'll at least be something that stands between you and someone going, this isn't legitimate, you guys are reckless, things like that. And if somebody decides to be like, little Billy Bob over here got his head busted open and I'm suing you for the medical bills, you can at least go to the court of law, and if you have that waiver signed, chances are, I mean, unless they have really good lawyers, chances are the case is going to be dropped because they were acknowledged that, you know, they were there at their own risk. If they're under the age of 18, you get that notary, all right? It has a section for it to be notarized, and you need to get it notarized if they're under the age of 18. Yes.
I have a question about the notaries. I know in Dagger here, they say it's either, it can be either an actual notary or one of the like cultural admins. Like
Yes.
That's who they say is allowed to notarize in Dagger. Can you do that?
I would prefer a public notary. Yes, for legality purposes, because if it's a cultural leader, I mean, unless they're an actual notary, it's not going to hold up in the court of law. Yes. Yes, college HR departments do have notary on staff that will notarize for free. All right, banks notarize for free. You know, chances are you can get a notary for free. So if the kid is saying, my parents won't notarize it because it costs money, no, you give them information on where to get it notarized, okay? Any last questions? Anything that wasn't covered by anyone? You guys good? Everybody good? I hope that was very informative. Yes, Robbie. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to me babble for whatever, how long. I hope it was informative and help you guys. If you need those.